It's a Monday morning and you get a phone call from an unknown number, and you answer the phone call and it's someone you love, a partner, a family member, or a really close friend who you consider family. And they tell you that they've been arrested because they had drugs in the car while they were pulled over, so they're being charged with possession of drugs and transportation of drugs. In California, the jail time for the crime of transporting drugs is 3 to 9 years. In some cases, you can be only fined $20,000 with no jail time, but that's if you're lucky. In today's society, a criminal justice issue that we have is the incarceration of victimless crimes, and especially pertaining to drugs. People who, before taking this class, I kind of was with the view of people who believe that people who partake in drug-related crimes like transporting it, buying them, selling them, that they needed jail time. Not years, but maybe just a little bit of jail time so that they could, be taken away from the society that is fueling their drug addiction, or their drug company that they've built to sell drugs. But during this class, I found out a lot of things that really helped me realize that we need to start treating drug-related crimes and many other mental health issue crimes in general, that we need to start treating them as public health issues opposed to crimes and or felonies. Drug addiction isn't a crime, and it should be more treated like a mental illness. Now, it doesn't help people in the long run if they're incarcerated for possession of marijuana or crack cocaine or heroin or any other drug that is technically illegal still to this day. Because yes, you take them out of society and you put them in jail, but that only puts them in a confined space that they don't get help. They're just being punished. They're just like being on timeout for a long period of time. If we really wanted to help the drug-related crime issues, then we would take people who are being convicted for possession of drugs or transportation of drugs or selling drugs. We would take them and we would put them in rehabilitation centers opposed to prison or jail, because we should start looking at rehabilitating them and trying to wean them off of this idea that they need drugs to survive, or they need to sell drugs in order to make a living. And the only way we can do that is if we make the punishment fit the crimes, and jail time for 3 to 9 years is not a punishment that fits any type of drug-related crime. And this hits personal because 2 months ago, I did get a phone call on a Monday morning from a loved one, and it was my ex-boyfriend, and he is crying, and he's telling me that he messed up and he's sorry, and it's because he got pulled over driving back from LA to Riverside because he picked up some bottles of lean, which is a cough syrup that people mix in with drinks that they use to get high. Now, I did know he had a drug problem, and that's why we were no longer together, and I think maybe that is why I had this idea that maybe jail time would be good, because maybe he would realize that he shouldn't be doing this, that it's not a lifestyle that he needs to live, that he's a college student at UC Riverside, and that he has a promising future going for him, and that selling drugs and buying drugs isn't the way to go, and that I've always been taught that jail is like the way to help people realize that. But after the phone call and him realizing that he is maybe going to have to face jail time for transporting drugs, it really helped me come to terms with everything that I've been learning in this class.